Hello everyone, Caroline here. I hope you all doing well. So today I'm here and I want to share 3 baby cards that I created using this embossed sticker sheet from Action. Here I'm just showing you what I usually do with those stickers. I just place them on a vellum sheet and then I cut around them and make literally die cuts out of them. I also used this block. The colors of this block matched perfectly the colors of the sticker sheet. So let's get started with card number 1. So for my first card, I decided to make it a slimline card, and I cut out this piece here with a slimline card die from Action. I have a couple of those die cuts that I created with the stickers, and I have also those stickers, these round stickers that were on the bottom of one of the sheets. And then I cut out this lots of love scripty font out of another die die from Action. Now for my inside of the card, I used the stamp set that's from scrapbook.com, and it's like cute little stamps or sentiments for baby cards, and I'm using one and I just place it in the middle of the card, and I stamp this out in gray, and then I took the big die cut and I cut around it so I have a little white edge when I placed it with foam tape onto my card base. And then I'm just gluing on the die cut pieces, and then the little script here, lots of love. And unfortunately the battery of my camera died, so you don't see the part where I actually placed that big die cut on my card. I also used some metallic watercolors and actually splattered this on top. Then I used those little stickers and cut around them, the white edge, remove it, and then I'm just placing a few of them just randomly into the bigger holes of that die cut, of the big die cut piece. There's not really a rhyme or reason how I placed those. I just looked for spots where they actually fit. And then I am adding also some Nuvo drops here. And again, I'm placing them pretty randomly inside the holes and on top of the piece, and just make this a little sparkle. Give this card a little sparkle. And that's it. That's my first card. Okay, card number 2. So for this card, this is a standard A2 card. I have a piece of pattern paper from the block, and then I have a piece of watercolor paper that I cut out with the Tim Holtz Decorated Edge trimmer. And again, I'm adding some stamps here. This one is just a stamp I found in my stash, and I thought it's nice to put it on the back of the card. I also using another stamp, another sentiment from that scrapbook.com stamp set for my inside here, and use the Sizzix stamp set that I just showed you for my main sentiment on the front of the card. And again, I'm stamping this in gray. I think that looks very nice with the soft colors of the die cuts and also this background here. So I'm roughing up the edge, and I really like how you can see the white core from that paper coming through. And then I'm just gluing this flat onto my card base. So that's going to be my base. And then I'm adding or I'm using the die cut pieces here to kind of figure out what kind of color I want to use for my background. I want to create a little watercolor background, and I'm using here the Derwent Intense Graphite, which are little muted colors. And I'm using those three, like this orangey, this yellowish, and this greenish. And I just want to create kind of like a random landscape, scapey, like safari landscape. And I'm adding some water to my card here. And I just dropping in some color. There's again no rhyme or reason to it. I just want to add some color to this background, and then I am just using my brush to move the color around, and then I am soaking up the excess water here with a tissue paper, and then I am gonna dry this. And I really like how the structure of the paper comes through, so that gives it kind of like almost like a blurry safari background. Then I'm adding some of the metallic watercolors from Action. I'm using this kind of orange, no, not orangey, something like a brownish orangey color, and I'm just splatter this to my background, just a few drops here and there. And I'm using my heating tool to dry this all. And then I'm adding my sentiment, and in order to get that all straight, I'm using here my Misty, and adding the sentiment to the moon and back. And I will use the die cuts here to figure out exactly where I want this to sit. And then I'm using my brown VersaFine Clear stamp ink pad to stamp out this sentiment. Here we go. Now I'm adding this to my background here, and I'm using the foam tape here to just lift it a little bit off the page or off the card, a little bit of dimension. And I'm just trying to get that centered. It's always a little difficult when you have the camera in the way, but I think it works out. And then I'm figuring where my die cuts have to sit, and I decided not to use this little hill. Instead, I'm using just the watercolor that gives it enough background to ground my pieces. And I'm using foam tape to just adhere this, the little lion, and then the little leaves behind him. And I'm going to secure this with a liquid glue. And then I'm adding also my moon here. And I'm using also foam tape to lift those up, or this piece up. Now I have to apologize for the background noise. It's very hot here in Virginia, and my air condition is running. So it's kind of noisy here where I sit and do my voiceover. So I apologize for that. Okay, now for my last part, you saw me, I'm just putting Nuvo drops, and this is the finished card. I think it turned out nice. Third card. Now here for my last card, I cut a card base out of one of the pattern papers from the paper block. And then I added also, I cut out a white piece and another color pattern paper with the Daisy May die. It's that square stitched die, edge die. And then I have also the sentiment here that comes from this stem set. And I stamped it out in gray. And now I'm adding first the inside here so you can write a note, and then I'm adding this little head of the zebra and the two little hearts, and I'm adding this to the inside. And then for my front here, I'm adding the other piece. And then I am using my die cuts and I'm going to build my little scene here. Lifting up this little zebra. I'm adding my sentiment first so I can see where I'm going to put all the other pieces. And here you can see all the pieces in place. I lifted some up with foam tape to give it some dimension. And that's the third card. Here you can see how I open this up, the inside. And then on the back, I'm added again this little made with love stamp. Now here you can see all the 3 cards. Again, I really hope you like this video. Leave me a comment. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer you. Let me know if you like them. And I hope, of course, to see you in my next video. Until then, thanks for watching and bye.